From what I've observed, most human beings have a hearty concern for body image. Our concern should be expected, considering the natural selection-based drive to compete with one another with additional pressure from corporations that stand to profit from our insecurities on the matter. Being that we live in an age of ever-advancing medical and cosmetic capabilities, there exists greater opportunity to take body image into our own hands than ever before. With that comes a division of those who choose to modify their appearance from those who don't, and subdivisions emerge within both camps based on where they fit in that spectrum. The trouble I see with those critical of body modification is the position seems to be backed exclusively by emotional appeal. Let's use breast enlargement as an example of a costly, strictly cosmetic surgical procedure. Bear in mind it's only one example applying to one gender regarding an issue that applies to the overall bodies of both genders. Now, I've heard non-augmented women with small and large breasts consider the perceived beauty of other women with augmented breasts. The first problem I have with that is the very nature of criticizing the perception of beauty when it's a factor entirely reliant on subjective perception. That applies to both exterior and interior beauty, really, as there's no way to objectively measure either one. So it doesn't sit well with me for someone to argue that I'm wrong to consider a certain person beautiful just because they don't. It's stranger still when I'm told that I shouldn't be allowed to consider someone beautiful because that person's striking features are unnatural. A statue or a painting is unnatural, but I can still find those things to be beautiful. But we'll get to more of that later on. My own speculation is that this critique has various causes. We'll stick with breast enlargement as the example to explore them. Society in general sends a message that, to a degree, a woman with larger breasts is more attractive. If there are two women with genetically small breasts and one of them can afford to have hers enhanced to become more desirable to that society, it seems expected that the one who can't afford it or refuses to unnaturally enhance herself on principle would feel some jealousy or general disapproval for her newly C-cupped counterpart. From the other end, a woman who genetically has an ample chest, which has made her more uniquely desirable to society around her, may feel that her value is somewhat diluted by the presence of those women who were able to purchase that asset for themselves. It should be noted that while these and several other factors may disturb some people about those with cosmetic enhancements, it doesn't mean the rest of society should share their disapproval. I've also heard men critique women for enhancing themselves because they consider them to be tricking men. In the strictest sense, those men are correct, but tricking the opposite sex into thinking you're more desirable than you really are has been an established social norm for thousands of years, going back to ancient Egypt when women were using fragrances to compensate for poor hygiene. Whether it refers to sexuality, hairstyling, or other body mods, when someone argues against something being unnatural, my bullshit detector starts twitching like a Parkinson's patient on a wooden roller coaster. Where do you draw the line on what's natural? Is it natural to wear lipstick, use shampoo or body wash? Is it natural for humans to live in heated and air-conditioned houses with electric lighting and refrigeration units? Is it natural to spend 2 hours a day at a gym running on treadmills or heaving weights to sculpt our bodily appearances? Is anything refined and civil actually natural? And how do you draw hard and fast lines through the gray area thereof? I think the only fair conclusion to come to is that your body and mind may be the only things you can truly own during your lifetime. It's not fair, in my opinion, for anyone to tell you how you should or shouldn't enhance your body. In fact, barring concerned loved ones, I don't think it's anyone's place to tell you what to put into your body or how much harm you're allowed to do to yourself. It's your body. And if you think it can be improved upon with hair dye, makeup, or plastic surgery, that's your prerogative. It is worth noting that no matter what you look like, there's almost sure to be a demographic of people who would prefer your original appearance over your modified one. But those people aren't the ones who own the rights to your body. You are. Likewise, as the sole owner of your mind, nobody has the right to tell you who you're allowed to be attracted to and why. It's not to say that friendly debates over, say, which celebrity is hotter can be had with good fun, but trying to convince someone to not find someone attractive because his or her body was technically modified is a foolhardy effort, naturally.